Okay, we are live. Don't expect too many people in here because there's a lot of people still at work, and I try to do the Patreon videos where it coincides with everyone's schedule, but it's a little hard because I do have like two Patreons that are in Europe, one in Greece, one in the United Kingdom. So I can't always have these coincide, but this is going to be a two parts. My daughter's going to fix the video when I'm done because it's very tiring to do two videos, one for Patreon, one for YouTube. So all the free stuff will be at the beginning and all the paid stuff will be towards the end. So I cut the video. So this is going to be a YouTube video as well for the new moon solar eclipse on the 8th. But all the Patreons get all the goodies at the end. So let's get right to it. So where are we? Where am I? Here we are. And this just posted at about 3:30 this afternoon Pacific time. So now this is not going to be your usual new moon in Aries energy. And we are now in the zenith of this dragon's head. The dragon's head, the axis shifted on July 17th, 2023. So March of 2024 is a 9-month axis, 9 months, meaning it's at its zenith and at its highest peak in energy. So these next few months should be interesting. But like I said, we're at this zenith right now, and this dragon's head in Aries, and the solar eclipse new moon in Aries, which will happen this Monday. And it's going to happen about 2:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The eclipse itself will begin around 11:07 a.m. on Mexico's Pacific coast, probably around Puerto Vallarta, places like that. And parts of the Americas, the Midwest, and Canada will be able to see it best. The last solar we had back in October, we were able to see it on the West Coast. And so this time we'll be able to see it a little bit, but not as intensely as the states like Texas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, going all the way up, Indiana, places like that. This is quite a lineup, though, for April 8th with a stellium. When I mean stellium, anytime I say stellium, a stellium represents 3 or more planets in one sign. And we've got the sun, the moon, we've got Venus, and we have Mercury all in Aries. And this does mean that there is a driving force ahead with very little regard for patience. You know, this is very impatient energy. But this is where a true enthusiast is looking for adventure, and also with a touch of charm and mysticism. It is an excellent time on a personal level to rid yourself of the negative and bring in the new. All eclipses are like this, but solar especially, because solar is the outer, not the inner, like lunar is. This stellium energy, in its positive form, is quick-minded. They think on their feet and they catch on very quickly. So it's very good placement. Now, the last solar eclipse in Libra, which is the dragon's tail, back in October, this harbored in a warlike energy. And a week earlier, Israel kicked it off on October 7th, a week prior to this eclipse. Now, the dragon's tail in Libra always brings the very opposite of what that sun sign stands for, which is, what is Libra? Well, Libra is usually balance and harmony. It's peace. It's partnerships. It's justice. And Aries dragon's head always rules the war-like energy of Mars. That's the ruler, Lord of War. It also rules the military. So there's that. Now, the solar eclipse, this is going to bring out those souls who are extremists and aggressively angry. You're already seeing it. Uh, they have an assertive attitude where patience, tact, and empathy simply just that doesn't exist in their world. And this is where wars can end, but they can also begin, or they can escalate into something much bigger within the next few weeks. Let's hope not, but it ain't looking good, kids. Now, if your birthday is 1 or 2 days before the solar eclipse or 1 to 2 days after the eclipse, you're going to see significant changes in your life within the year. It will also be all those fire signs, my Aries, my Libra, my Aries, my Leo, and my Sagittarians that feel it strongly, and all cardinal signs. So Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer as well. They're going to feel this energy shift. And of course, all of those souls that are born with a sun, a moon, an ascendant, or a north and south node, which is the dragon's head and tail in Aries, will feel this solar eclipse energy very, very strongly. Now, this solar eclipse new moon in Aries also brings with it another stellium in Pisces. I believe for my Patreons, I posted the solar eclipse chart so you can see where the energies are. I don't do that for the public, but for Patreon, absolutely. It's going to bring a Pisces stellium. Now, I'm kind of relieved because we have Mars in Pisces instead of Mars in Aries, but there's more to this. So let me just bring it up here. Where is it? This sets kind of a less hostile tone, but we have Mars, the Lord of War, in Saturn. This is about facing reality. We have Neptune, illusions and delusions. And this is all taking place in Pisces. Now, Mars in Pisces, it represents the Navy in a lot of ways. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. I'm hoping that this will bring about some sort of more peaceful negotiations, or at least the facade of one because it's an election year. I just read this morning that South Africa is suing the United States for war crimes, as they should. So I do feel and I do believe in about 5 years from now, Joe Biden won't be around, but some people in his cabinet will, and they'll probably be on trial. There's that possibility. Now, back to Pisces. Pisces always tends to water down the Mars fiery energy just a little, but like I said, a Mars in Pisces does rule water and fire, creating combat at sea. You're seeing that all over the Red Sea right now. You've got the Navy. Mars in Pisces is the Middle East as well, and where all three main religions originated from. So Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all erected from the Middle East, which is Pisces energy. Now, Pisces rules religion. It rules the deep subconscious mind. It rules hidden enemies, illusions, delusions, and the spiritual world. And I do expect what's happening in Israel and Palestine to escalate into something much, much bigger come next year. As we move closer to January 2025 and the universal dragon shifts into a Pisces Virgo axis, what did I just say 5 minutes ago? Pisces rules the Middle East. Expect the Middle East to rise up. Many elitists, many Zionists think that they will be investing in oceanfront property on the Gaza Strip. But as we know from living here in the United States, the land is cursed with the blood and the bones of Palestinians whose only crime was being Palestinian. That's why there's a lot of haunted land here in the United States, because you have to study Native American history to know about Trail of Tears, the Exodus Trail here in Arizona, things that happened in the Lakotas. When there's bloodshed on a land and massacre, the land will be tainted. The next dragon will expose that, and the religious wars start to begin. There's even a Sunni Shiite war that's possibly going to take place next year. Now, that was a Nostradamus prediction. That's not something I'm predicting. That was what the great seer himself saw coming. I will talk more about all of this next dragon coming at a much later date for YouTube. For Patreon, I'll discuss it more in a few months. And for my Patreons, you do have the solar eclipse wheel, so you can kind of see where all the stelliums are. And I will give for free the Aries forecast for this solar eclipse. And then the rest is for my Patreon. So for my YouTube followers, the Aries forecast is that this new moon and eclipse is right on you, dear Aries. This is your green light to make progress, changes, fresh starts, new beginnings, and new ideas that inspire you to achieve success. With the dragon's head in Aries sitting right on your first house of self and soul's purpose, the possibilities are endless. Step out of your comfort zone, take charge, and be the warrior that you are. Solar eclipse energy in one's sun sign signals that you will feel the effects for many months to come. Now, by the time this dragon in Aries Libra axis shifts in January of 2025, Aries will be on their way to great things. So happy birthday, Aries. It is your birth month, and I always share the birth month's forecast. So that is your forecast. And for all of you following on YouTube, I'm wishing all of you a very wonderful and blessed solar eclipse energy. The new moon is finally here. What else can I say here? Always remember, I'm wishing all of you a very blessed and magical solar eclipse. I want you all to embrace the changes that come and progress forward in life. So blessings to all my YouTube subscribers. And if you want more, because I'm going to be sharing more in a minute, you might want to join my Patreon page. I will share it in the thing here.